Hi everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to talk vegetables. Oftentimes vegetables get a bum rap because they just are kind of boring, but what we have found is that a lot of times it's because of the way they're prepared, or maybe they come from a can and nobody wants that. So today we're going to talk about roasting fresh vegetables right from the produce section, and I'm going to show you how to season them. It's super easy. They maintain their beautiful color too, so it's a much more appetizing side dish for your dinner. The stars of the show today are sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, beets, and carrots. Let's get started. The first step is to peel and wash all the veggies. And then I'll show you how I slice them. I'm going to start with our sweet potato. I find it easy to cut it in half this way and then turn it on its side. And I just keep cutting it, and you basically just want it to be in bite-sized pieces. So if you've got some that are big, you can cut them in half again. And again, the smaller the pieces, the faster they're going to cook once you put them in the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to set the sweet potatoes aside and we'll start the next vegetable. Okay, so with the carrots, especially if they're large like this, I cut them in half this way and then I cut them long ways. And like this one, it's still pretty wide, so I will cut it again down the middle. Because again, the thinner they are, the faster they will cook. So there's the carrots, and now I'm going to put those off to the side. We'll do the beets next. And just like the other veggies, I cut these in bite-sized chunks. Here, that's pretty good. And off to a bowl they go. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Brussels sprouts. They really don't require peeling, but they do require a little bit of prep work. So you'll see that that sort of hard end where the stem was. So I like to cut that off. And then again, some Brussels sprouts are just large, and so I cut them in quarters. And I do save the leaves because these crisp up so nicely in the oven. And I was never a Brussels sprout fan. I did not grow up eating Brussels sprouts, but I am a Brussels sprout convert. So if you are really grossed out by the thought of eating Brussels sprouts, give them a try, especially with this method of preparation. You might become a convert too. Okay, so now we've got all of our veggies prepped and washed and cut, and so we're gonna start seasoning them. Each of them uses the exact same seasoning, which is super easy. It includes olive oil, kosher salt, coarse ground black pepper, and garlic powder. So we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You don't want to douse them, otherwise they're not gonna get crispy in the oven. The olive oil is just designed to help hold the salt and pepper on. And I just eyeball this, but I just sprinkle on the kosher salt, and I also just eyeball the pepper. And the same with the garlic powder. So if you like a lot of pepper or you like a lot of garlic powder, you can use your judgment. Now the one thing about Brussels sprouts is that they are a little bitter, and you do have to be a little more generous with the salt, but again, just don't over salt them. We just like to have it to taste. And then you just stir it up just to make sure that everything is coated well. And then onto the cookie sheet. Spreading them out. And then we're going to pop them in the oven. All these veggies are cooked at a 400-degree oven, and they vary in length. So anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the tenderness that you like. You don't want them getting charred, but let's pop these in the oven and we'll see what they look like when they come out. So the sweet potatoes are finished after 15 minutes in a 400-degree oven. Now our carrots are done after about 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. And our beets are finally done. Okay, our Brussels are done. I will admit that I got a little carried away and forgot about the Brussels, so they're probably a little more done than they should be. But you get the idea that it's okay to have the crispy leaves in there because it really does add fun texture and a little extra flavor. But don't burn your Brussels. So here are your roasted veggies, and you can use this cooking technique for just about any of your favorite vegetables. We use it for broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, and then all of the ones here that we tried tonight. We think this technique can't be beat. Bon appetit, everybody.